All right, party's only half over. Time to boot and rally. All in is all done. All out coming up. We're going to do our reviews and our predictions, this time on Falls Count Anywhere.
All right, folks, we're back. Another episode of Falls Count Anywhere. We had an awesome show this weekend, All In. We made our predictions last week. We got our answers on those. I think you did a little better than I did for some reason.
Amen.
But we're going to go over the All In card, tell us how we did, and then we're going to make our predictions for All Out, which is this Sunday. Actually, this is probably going to have to drop Sunday morning again like it did last week.
That'd be okay.
Yeah. So, let's get right into it. All In. What'd you think of the show overall?
Hang on. I'm going to do my victory lap.
Don't trip.
I am better than the professor.
Steve, is his mic still working? Just got to make sure.
Mic check.
Oh shit, no, it's not.
Yeah, of course, now it cuts out in the middle of my gloating. Yes, I have out-predicted the professor for the first time.
Yep.
First of many. May the streak be long and illustrious. Wow, what a great show.
It was good.
We did get a chance to watch it together. It didn't drag on at all, even
Nope.
though it was like 5 hours long. It didn't drag at all. The 0-hour matches were both great.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, entertaining. Actually, probably... I guess the Aussie Open match was probably the lesser of the two, and we kind of knew it was going to be that going
Yeah, it was
into
short.
it. Overall, it was a great show.
Yeah, my match of the night was definitely the main event. I mean, that story between MJF and Adam Cole, wow.
Yeah, it keeps
So
getting
good.
more and more interesting. You never know what's going to happen next, how it's going to go. Great story arcs. We're going to talk about story arcs next week.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into some of that, but... yeah, overall, just great execution on the wrestling side, which AEW is kind of best known for. But now that you're really starting to see the story kind of come back, it's getting even better.
Yeah. So let's go through it. You mentioned it already, the Aussie Open versus MJF and Adam Cole for the Ring of Honor tag titles. Both of us picked Aussie Open to win, and both of us were wrong. We got new Ring of Honor tag champions.
Yeah, which makes sense when you know. I mean, all of these predictions kind of balance on top of each other, right? Given what storyline are they going to pursue? We thought maybe they'd pursue. You thought for sure they'd pursue the Adam Cole heel turn storyline.
Yep.
And they didn't.
I did make an argument last week for them winning the titles, but I ultimately picked Aussie Open to win.
I think I explicitly said that. I think I said it all depends on the Adam Cole heel turn, and Adam Cole did not heel turn.
Seemed like he was going that way. But,
so them having the titles, kind of makes sense. I'm not sure how much, one of the arguments you made was that it might put some shine on the Ring of Honor titles. Not sure. We'll see how they end up getting used. And because if you think about it, like MJF is supposed to be defending his world championship. Adam Cole's basically the Cody Rhodes of AEW. He's like the top guy without a championship. And now you have these sort of low-level tag championship. Like, MJF is going to be a very busy man. That's all I have to say. Him being associated with one of the top guys of the companies without a championship, now with Ring of Honor championships, and then having to defend his own world title and the tag titles, man, he's going to be wrestling all the time.
Well, he already said on Dynamite this week he's taking the week off until All Out.
He's going to need the week off because he's going to be busy.
All right, so the next match, that was the start of the pre-show. The next match on the pre-show was the FTW Championship, champion Jack Perry versus Hook. We both picked Hook to win, and we were right.
What did you think about the use of the limo?
It was a good spot. I'm not crazy about the hardcore stuff, obviously, but I would have preferred not real glass because, Jack Perry was pretty cut up afterwards, but... it was a good spot. It was a good match. It was definitely more entertaining than I was expecting it to be.
That rolling thunder off the roof.
Onto the hood of the
Onto the hood. That was awesome. That was very cool.
That was cool.
So, yeah, that was a great match. Very entertaining. The crowd is just so big and they're not really into the characters, so it seemed like they were just more interested in the spectacle of that particular match. But it got the job done, and it could have held its own on the main card for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the main show started. Match number 1 of the main show was the real World Championship, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. We won't get into all the backstage drama and shit, but
Check out the main show.
the match itself was a good match.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought there wasn't as much intensity, but there was some history between the two. It was a well-executed match. No real botched spots or anything like that.
And Punk was definitely playing the heel, and Joe was playing more to the crowd. He was really
Yes, we did.
getting them built up there.
We talked about that. There
Yep.
was a lot of, we didn't know. There was a little bit of a tango between them. You could tell they didn't really know what to do, but because they're veterans and because, obviously Samoa Joe was going for the heel angle going into it, but seeing the way the crowd was reacting and how
I think
Punk
they
was getting
turned.
over,
They swapped it.
they made a choice on the fly. Very veteran decision.
For that one, we both picked Punk to win, which he did. The next match was the trios match, the Golden Elite, versus Bullet Club Gold. We both picked the Elite to win, but Bullet Club won this one.
Yeah, I did not think. I thought the Elite would go over with this being their show and everything.
Kota
and
Ibushi was part of the team.
I had kind of mentioned that it seemed like, when the Elite go over, Jacksons get pretty mouthy, and they were getting pretty mouthy.
The Jacksons weren't in this match. This was Kenny Omega, Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi.
I'm sorry, you're right. I didn't think Omega was going to go down at his.
Right.
He was kind of one of the founding fathers. It was a good match. I mean, it was just kind of, it's funny because all these matches are so much better than most of what we see in WWE from a technical standpoint and from a match psychology, from a ring psychology standpoint, it's so much better. But it was kind of a mid-level match.
Yeah, for an AEW match.
Yeah, by AEW standards, it was a mid-level match. It kind of dragged, too. That one went a little long.
Kota Ibushi, this is his second match in AEW, and both of his matches, I haven't been crazy about what he's been doing.
This one dragged because they were doing a lot of strong-style, no-sell stuff in the middle of the match.
Him and Takeshita, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lot of you could tell the crowd didn't really get it. There was a lot of they were going for the old tag team spots,
Right.
And it just wasn't getting over with the crowd. It was the wrong crowd to do it in front of.
But it's always good to see Jay White.
But it was entertaining, and Jay White was flawless. He was excellent.
The next match, I think, definitely dragged. This was the tag title match. Oh, did I say we both picked Elite in the last match and Bullet Club
lost,
won?
yeah.
Okay. So the next one was the tag title match, FTR versus the Bucks. This is the first one where we picked different. I picked the Bucks to win. You picked FTR to win, and sure enough, FTR won, retained their titles.
Right. This is the one that I was right on. So yes, usually when they win, the Jacksons aren't quite so mouthy. They let their moves talk. I don't know how much logic there was to that. It just seemed logical to me. It was a good match. It did drag on too long. It was more like trios length.
Mm-hmm.
I think, for some reason, I get the impression that the Jacksons get over so well, I can't help but get the impression that FDR feels like they have something they got to prove.
I totally agree with that.
It seems like
Absolutely.
every match they go to 10 on, even if it's a Wednesday night. I think about the match they had with Adam Cole and MJF.
Yep.
And I'm just like, wow, you guys are taking it to 10 every Saturday night, every Wednesday night, every time you're in front of somebody, you're treating it like it's WrestleMania. But it was a good match, and I was never bored. It did just drag on a little long, though.
Yep. I think I actually started to doze off just a little bit at a couple points in this match, but
It was nap time. It was nap time. We're not used to having to be up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday.
Next was the Stadium Stampede. I was not a fan of this match, but again.
Was this your worst match of the night?
Yeah, I really wasn't crazy about it. I don't like the hardcore matches.
Yeah, so one critical thing I'll say, and I think there's a couple matches we could have brought this up. Man, the production, the producers, they missed so many great spots.
It happened several times, especially in this match.
This match was especially bad. The wrestlers didn't do them any favors. Splitting for no reason. What about Penta? Disappearing.
Yeah, he disappears and has a wardrobe change. What
and
was
then
that about?
Comes back in red.
He just did that one spot, I think. That was it.
Off the ladder, right?
Yeah, through the tables.
Yeah, I don't really get that. it just seemed like they just when you let that many guys loose with that many different opinions and you give them the freedom to do whatever they want, that's how you end up with that crazy stream of consciousness type stuff. But of course, we could rely on old John Moxley to bleed in the first 5 seconds for us.
And he was going hard way on Orange Cassidy with the fork.
Oh, that's the takeaway for me. He impressed me.
Cassidy?
I think I said to you at the end of the match when we were watching, I think I said, how long before they let him make a good run at the World Championship? Because they've been doing this whole barely hang on to the belt thing, and he keeps coming through, and he looked great at the end of that match.
Well, looking ahead to All Out this week, he's facing Moxley for the international title. He might be losing that belt and take a little break and come back going for the main one.
He earned a lot of my like his ability to wrestle and out of his element in a hardcore situation. I was very impressed at his ability to function and to look good because he was in action the entire time.
Yep.
He wasn't a guy that took a wardrobe change break.
And so I picked Blackpool to win that match, but they did not. It was Eddie Kingston, Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, and Penta. So they won that match. You picked right on that one. So you're killing me.
Killing you.
Next one was the women's four-way for the women's title. Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm versus Britt Baker versus Saraya. I should have gone with my gut, man.
Should have gone with your gut.
I picked Saraya to win on another prediction show. I picked Shida in our match, and we were both wrong. Saraya won in her hometown. Should have gone with my gut.
We thought that they'd give it to Will Ospreay because we knew he'd be further up in the card than her.
She had her whole family there in the front row.
I think my reasons has nothing to do with that. I don't think she does. I think she could deserve it, but she didn't deserve it in this particular context. Huge, very overt setup with her family coming out and stuff, and then the punch with her mom or whatever. Yep. A little too on the nose for me to be entertained. And of course, I think Hikaru Shida deserves more respect than she's gotten. She's taken the shot. I mean, she's done work. I hope she gets it back later because she's doing a lot of work for the company.
Yep.
And it was, for me, I think it might have been my least favorite match of the night.
I am hoping that with her as champion now, she'll push for the women to have more of a spotlight.
Britt Baker did better, though. That was definitely a recovery from some of the other matches we've seen.
Yeah, you were about ready to give up on her last week.
Yeah, I haven't given up on her yet, but she's on the edge. So she's on the road to recovery, hopefully. She can get a good... I'd like to see a good... Maybe she goes after the title or does something.
She's better as a heel.
She hasn't really done stuff lately.
Not since the Thunder Rosa feud.
Yeah, there really hasn't been any good stories or anything. I mean, there was that cool spot with the black eye with Jericho and stuff. That was kind of cool. That looked like it was going somewhere, and then it just disappeared. So,
all right, next was the tag team coffin match. Darby Allin and Sting versus Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland. We both picked Darby and Sting to win. They did win. Not much to say about this match. It was a typical Darby match, I think. He did the coffin drop onto the coffin, which was cool.
Man, that looked rough. Oh, my God.
Oh, he did it twice. That's right. He did it and missed and just landed on the coffin, and then he did it to finish the match. Yeah.
Dent it all in. That was a rough bump to watch. Christian doing a great job. Sting going up. Big leg drop with the do-over, right? That was the do-over leg drop.
Oh, yeah,
on the
he
table
fell off the top.
Onto Swerve.
Yeah.
At 62, is he now, I think?
62, 63, yep.
Yeah, so huge credit to him. He put on a good show. Came out to the old Sting.
Yeah, the Metallica.
The old
coming out to
Metallica.
Seek and Destroy. That was awesome.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty neat. A lot of throwbacks for wrestling fans. Definitely a show for wrestling fans. But that was a good match, and we called it right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we both got that one right. Actually, the rest of the card we got right. Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho was next.
Got excited. Wasn't excited at first, but I got a little excited in the last week.
And the match was good.
As soon as the bell rang, it was good.
Yeah.
Jericho singing his song to himself coming out.
Yeah, Fozzy played live.
That was pretty lame. Fozzy playing live was okay, but I didn't think they'd have him actually singing his own song. It was that was a little masturbatory to me.
Yeah.
I didn't like it so much. But Osprey's great. They should sign him.
Yeah.
They need to lock him
his
down.
contract with New Japan's up in 6 months.
Yeah, they need to lock him down because he could be huge.
Trios titles. House of Black versus the Acclaimed and the badass Billy Gunn.
This was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
This one, it didn't steal the show, but it came pretty close. I mean, House of Black's amazing. Every spot, obviously, the story of Billy Gunn and the boots and all that stuff, coming back, scissor me Big Daddy, and then, of course, they won and take the championships from him.
Yeah. It's nice to see them win. I just wish they had done better with House of Black and them as champions. It was really...
What did you think about House of Black basically having like a face moment where they, handed
the tribute?
Titles? Yeah, no. At the beginning they did the tribute.
The tribute
but then
to
at
Bray
the end
Wyatt,
they kind of hand the belts and shake their hands and stuff. What did you think about that?
I mean, they've never really been full-on
It's kind of curtain collie.
Yeah, well...
Kind of peel back the...
They're the type to be like, there's honor in the ring kind of deal, so I kind of see them as, giving their dues to the better men kind of thing.
I guess once you destroy the boots but the guy comes back, it kind of negates itself. You're not really destroying his memory. He's not dead.
Right.
Kind of a thing. So it's a little less heat on that.
But yeah, bringing out the lantern at the beginning as a Bray Wyatt tribute.
I think
was
Buddy
cool.
did that, right?
Buddy brought
He's
it
the
out,
one that
yep.
dropped it. So yeah, that was a really well executed, good story match.
And probably the best part of the match, the Scissor Me Timbers onto Julia Hart. You were dying, dude.
I thought I was going to die. Then we got a pop at the house.
Yep.
From that. My wife popped for that. Yeah, that was pretty obnoxious.
And then the main event, the best story out there, MJF versus Adam Cole for the title. Wow. I mean,
what do you say?
Right?
There were, I think, 2 different heel turns inside that match that ended up getting reversed into face turns. I mean...
And in the end, mirroring the previous matches where MJF turns his back, waiting for the belt shot in the head, and
again,
it didn't come. They hug it out.
Stay tuned to next week. I'm going to talk about story, and I'm going to try to find a way to kind of put into words why storylines and matches like that get over so well and are so incredibly great. But I mean, we officially had the 2 of them walking side by side into the sunset at the end of it. It was the satisfactory ending I think everybody wanted for WrestleMania 39. So I think there was maybe even a little bit of that. There was a little bit of like, are they going to disappoint us like WWE's going to do? Are we going to see something?
Yep.
Some denouement that we don't want? But no, they didn't do it to us. They gave us our spoonful of sugar at the end of the show. Very engaging. A lot of action after the match, which is not typical in these types of situations.
Yeah.
Which means that they're not done with the story. The story continues on, which is good. It was good to see because kind of like at WrestleMania every year, which is sort of the model for this type of show, you kind of see a lot of like, okay, this is a clear line of delineation in story, marking, the transfer from one year to the next, turn the page kind of a thing. But that's not really how they're treating this. They're treating it as, yeah, it's huge, yeah, it's big, but stories aren't ending here. Things are continuing. So
Right.
I thought it was outstanding.
Yeah, excellent show. But that's not all. We got another pay-per-view this weekend, All Out. And a lot of matches got added this week on Dynamite and Rampage and probably Collision as well. We haven't seen it yet, obviously, at time of recording. But according to Wikipedia, there's 9 matches made. And at All In last week, I think there were only 3 announced. So they did a lot of work this week. Let's put in some predictions for this show real quick and see if I can do any better this time. I gotta stop thinking with my head, start thinking with my heart more, apparently. I don't know. First match, TNT Championship, Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin. Is Darby Allin gonna get the title back?
Well, you're going to have Christian and Sting at ringside for that, right?
Yep. Definitely Christian. Sting might leave Darby on his own. He tends to do that a lot. Maybe a Nick Wayne might come out or something.
I was gonna say, they're gonna do some kind of a something belt shot or something like that over it. I don't know. I'm interested to see what the match looks like because it seems like a pretty typical big guy, little guy type scenario. Those can be kind of tricky to say something new. What's the value of putting the belt on Darby?
He'll be a 3-time champ. Only Sammy Guevara 3-time, so he won't be the only one. But yeah, he'll just be a 3-time champ for him, I think.
I think a lot of people are critical of the fact that that belt seems to move a lot. That's one of and Tony Khan seems to have a nose for listening to the fans.
I think Christian carrying the belt
that's a great
is the heel story to do. So I don't think he's done with that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna say Lucha hangs on.
Me too. Luchasaurus.
It just makes sense from a story perspective.
Yep. Next one is Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs. That's going to be a hoss match. That should be a good one. Miro versus Hobbs.
There's been they've been kind of giving Hobbs some airtime.
Yeah,
way more than I've seen Miro get.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because he doesn't have the same kind of name recognition or whatever, but I mean, like, I was always like, Powerhouse Hobbs, we're going to hear from him tonight. And I'm like, why don't we hear from Miro? He's the guy I like. I don't even know because honestly, I haven't even. Neither one of these guys has wrestled.
They're both on Collision mainly now. Hobbs has been wrestling more than Miro. Miro's just had a few squash matches since the beginning of Collision.
He was out with an injury, I think,
and
for a while, too.
Prior to Collision, yeah. He's done a couple of vignettes, Miro has, responding to Hobbs and the attack from, what was that, at the last pay-per-view? No, must have been Collision or something. Hobbs attacked him. I'm going with Miro on this one, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Hobbs is the younger guy. He probably should go over, but I think Miro, they got to build him up.
For me, this is a pure emotional choice. I like Miro more than I like Hobbs. I don't have a lot of logic behind it because there's not a lot of story, and I don't think this feud lasts beyond this match.
Yeah.
And you got to have the face go over if you're going to end the feud.
Yep.
So.
Next one is the TBS Championship. Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho. I think Stat's keeping it.
Man, she shouldn't have it.
No? You don't think so?
I mean, the way she won it, coming back after a break, surprise.
That was
She hadn't wrestled at all. It literally just looked like they gave it to her. Has she dropped the alien gimmick?
Yes.
Yeah, she kind of dropped the alien gimmick, and she's doing more of a heel.
No, she's not heel. She's strong baby face, but
strong
she's
baby.
Just powerhouse baby face, I guess.
Yeah, I'd hate to pick the same as you, but I can think of no reason for Soho to win it.
If the Outcasts hadn't just broken up last week at All In, I'd say they would help her win it, but
right, they're done too. Yeah,
seemingly, we don't know what's happening yet.
That's more than a little drama, so I'd say they're dead.
Yeah,
and one of them's now the champion. So
I don't know. We'll see. But who are you picking? You gotta pick
I'll
somebody.
go with Stat.
Okay. We mentioned it earlier. International Championship: Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley.
This might be where we.
I don't know. Is it?
I think Orange is going to hold on to it.
You do? Okay. I think Moxley might win it.
Has Moxley held a belt?
The world title?
That's right.
3 times.
3 different times?
One time he was interim, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so you think Mox. All right, so we got a little variation here. Yeah, Orange might need a break. This is not how I would do it, though. I wouldn't put it on Mox.
I agree. It's not a great, but
there's no heat there between the two of them at all. I really want there to be. I want someone to go after that belt. If you're going to take it off Orange Cassidy, you want someone to target. I would think like a Miro, or not that that's a great fit, but I would think like somebody with some serious.
I would say Pac, but he already had the title.
But I mean, he hasn't had 3 times. But Pac's the same kind of like aggressive, whereas Mox is just he's a it's a different type of entertainment in the business. You know what I mean? It's more novelty, I guess, is what I mean.
I can see that one going either way. I guess this one could be called a blood feud. Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita got the win over Omega in the trios match at All In. Is Omega going to get his win back here? Or is Don Callis going to be a dickhead and screw it up again?
The real question is, do we see the feud continuing beyond this? Or is this going to be the end? I don't know how this lingers. Don Callis has got so many lines in the water right now. He's a part of like 3 different storylines right now.
Yep.
The big one being the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Well, originally this was the big one. But
I think,
yeah, he
my
transitioned
opinion,
over to Jericho. Yeah.
I mean, tell me what you think, but I think Jericho Appreciation's...
Right now, yes.
I mean, last week the story was evil has triumphed over good. Don Callis, I picked the right one. I mean, logic tells me Omega's going to go over.
Yeah, I think so too.
It just... And again, I think that ends the storyline and we get a chance to restart. I have no idea what Takeshita's contract is or anything like that. We all know he's a hired gun. He's not going to be around for forever.
No, he's on the roster.
He's fully on the roster?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he signed for like a 10-match series or something.
No, he's definitely got a full-time contract.
The blood feud. I like that angle. Any good stipulations?
No.
Interesting. Pretty straight stuff.
Let's see. 8-man tag match. Bullet Club Gold versus FTR and the Young Bucks. This was set up on Dynamite this past week.
So, the baby faces that went against each other last week. So there'll be some ring drama associated with that.
Yep.
Bullet Club Gold.
They're on a tear.
Went over the Young Bucks last week. Is it everyone from Bullet Club Gold?
Yeah, all 4 of them.
All 4.
The Guns.
Oh, it's
Jay
4
White,
versus 4.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. What do you think? I want to hear what you think.
I think Bullet Club's going to keep going.
You
I think they're pushing them now.
The streak's going to continue?
Yep, they're going to...
Wasn't Jay White out for some injury or something temporarily or something?
Nope. Not that I'm aware of.
Out.
Yeah, I think Bullet Club Gold is going to win, set up for a tag title run against FTR.
Yeah, if there's no... Man, the Young Bucks losing on both shows, though, in the same week, 1 week apart.
Well, they're going to get booed at Chicago anyways.
You're right. They are going to get booed in Chicago. Yeah, Punk territory.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go with you.
Okay. It's Bullet Club Gold across the board. Ring of Honor Tag Championships. Better Than You, Baby, versus the Dark Order.
Better Than You, Baby. Versus Dark Order. Yeah, there's no way they're losing.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Dark Order won this.
How the hell does Dark Order beat them? They've gotten no push. They're basically jobbers now.
I think they've been more on Ring of Honor, honestly, lately.
Yeah, I think they've been.
They're a heel.
Yeah.
They're a heel team now, or mostly heel. They won this opportunity by winning a tag team battle royal on Rampage. But yeah, I'd be very surprised if Cole and MJF lose the titles this quick.
How about Quadruple B? Burberry, baby.
Could be a thing. Maybe it's a new T-shirt.
Burberry, maybe Triple B. Burberry, baby. Trying to think of a way to shirt it.
He's already got the Triple B. Wears it around his waist.
Yeah, and no, I don't think they hold the tag titles for very long.
Are they going to lose the Dark Order, though?
No.
Okay.
No. But I think this is just, it's like a job.
Right.
They're doing a job.
No, yeah, they're going to hold on to the belts to feud with Kingdom for a little bit.
Maybe, yeah. And
Maybe Kingdom is the
maybe
ones that
even
beat
drop
them.
it to them.
Excuse me. Ring of Honor Television Championship. Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor. Another freaking hoss match.
Oh. Sam Taylor?
Shane Taylor.
Or Shane Taylor.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be a good one.
Joe's not going to lose this
I don't think
match.
Joe's going to lose it, yeah.
Joe's going to win. I mean, there's no way. He just came off that big match.
Oh, yeah, he just lost last week against Punk.
He just lost. You got to keep the shine on him as the champion. It'll be a good match, though. Yeah, a couple Haas matches in this one. You're right.
Yep.
Which is not typical for AEW.
And the last one is just a straight-up tag. Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata versus Blackpool Combat Club of Claudio and Wheeler Yuta.
It's Claudio and Yuta.
This Eddie Kingston
He's got,
Claudio feud has got to end. It's been going on way too long. I don't know.
there's no face here.
Claudio is the Ring of Honor World Champion. No, Eddie Kingston's definitely a babyface, especially in Chicago. He'll definitely get cheered.
In Chicago, yeah, I keep forgetting.
But yeah, he's a face everywhere else too, for sure.
He really didn't do much last week too. I mean, he got color, but
Yeah, he got knocked out by the bar in the back and
not the
took
Eddie
a while to
Kingston.
come back.
Not the Eddie Kingston I'm used to seeing.
Yeah. Claudio's the Ring of Honor World Champion, but I think Wheeler's there to take a pin. I think Kingston and Shibata are going to win. I think Shibata has a championship too.
Blackpool Combat Club's kind of becoming a novelty of jobbers. They're like novelty jobbers.
Well,
They lose
Wheeler is. Wheeler's the one who's always getting beat.
He's the
When Claudio and Moxley are together, they tend to win.
Yeah, you're right. We got to see them and all.
I think
that was cool.
I think Shibata is the pure ROH pure champion, if I'm not mistaken.
So you think King Shibata?
Yep, I think they're going to win.
Well, we have very similar picks.
I think there's only one match we're
Once
different
again on
right?
this one, yep, it's the I think Orange Cassidy and you think Mox.
Moxley. Yep.
So why don't we do? You want to do pinfall? Which match do you want to do the pinfall on? Which one do you think's
Well,
going
I
to be
don't think we need one, do we?
No, it's not. I mean, there's no way we're going to have the same score. So.
The main event is probably going to be... It's either going to be the Ring of Honor tag match or the International Championship. I think one of those type of
it'll be
matches
the
will
Ring of
main
Honor tag.
because of MJF and Adam
Yeah,
Cole.
I think it'll be the Ring of Honor tag.
Yeah. So near falls in that match. I'm going to say 4.
4, I think more.
You always think more.
8. I think
8?
a lot more.
Wow. Okay.
I'm giving you a big window for the closest to it not going over a match.
Yeah.
So, guys, let us know below what you guys thought of All In. Man, this is another dense period of pay-per-views right now.
Yep.
All In, All Out. We got
Payback.
Payback. And we get to take a breather here for a couple of weeks and charge up with some other stuff that's going on. So, let us know below what you guys thought of All In. What was your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? Let us know what you're excited about for All Out coming this week in Chicago and not seeing CM Punk there. Holy crap.
As of right now.
What would the match have been? That would have been interesting.
I think it was supposed to be Ricky Starks.
And check out, again, this is the third time I'm plugging it. Check out our show next week where we talk about story, why it's so great, what's important, what's good, what's bad. And I make my own little story. You guys can tell me what you think of it below. So in the meantime, you keep watching. We'll keep wrestling with the business. See you next time.